a lot of men do feel their best at war. Like I've talked about it before, we're all alive because
in competition, not war, right? I mean, like competition.
I think competition is simulated war.
It is.
Really?
Okay. I do. I think we have that desire. You know what I mean? That desire for conquest and stuff like that. And I think you even look at like football coaches on the side. They're generals. They're screaming. They're in their moment. You can look at them and be like, "Whoa, that guy looks unhappy." But no, he's fired up. He's in. You know what I mean?
That's the happiest
his purpose is. Yeah, when you see like Nick Saban throwing shit and being mad and that's purpose. That's excitement. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like whenever I have a fight book, that's when I have the most like purpose and the most like I feel the most at like peace. You know what I mean? Like in my life.
So it looks like anger to the outside world, but
that's
to
intensity.
It's intensity.
That's intensity. That's where we're kind of simulating war, being in that where, you know what I mean? Like where you had to either defend your village or you had to go take a village to, you know, to have resources so your bloodline could survive.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It is interesting. Most technology, now that you mention it, really does exist to kind of negate the natural ability of a man, right? Like, I mean, the whole concept of technology is to kind of level the playing field for everybody who wasn't born with the genetics that you guys were born with, or the inclination towards it anyway. So what is the future? What does the future look like for the alpha male?
Overpopulation is why we're overpopulated, is because of this, you know. Back then, we had war. Almost everyone had to go to war. You know, I mean, if you was a strong male, you had to go to war.
It was constant conflict.
It was constant
conflict, and then that is something. Perspective, I do think, is lost on a lot of people,
right?
Because we've legitimately, none of us here, you know, even growing up in Newark when you did, we've never really gone to sleep thinking that somebody was going to break in the middle of the night and steal our shit. Like there was no barbarians at the door. Like, you know, I mean, there was
crackheads.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. You know, I've gone to sleep. I lived on Ferry Street for 2 years when I was playing for the Bears. I've gone to street thinking, like, this shit won't be in my car when I get there in the morning. But I never thought, like, you know, the house would, you know, there was going to be the ravaging hordes and stuff. So.
Right. Vikings pulling up or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? That must have been like aliens showing up the first time. Like, the first time Vikings showed up somewhere, and they're like, who are those guys? Like,
horns on their head.
I love how
axes.
Yeah, and then speaking of, I love how people think like aliens are going to come all the way across the universe, and then like we're going to have a chance against them.
Right.
You know, like, oh no, these guys crash landed, and they don't put a
if they can get over
button.
Here, we're probably in trouble.
We're in bad shape.
They're not here to take part.
If they can get,
no,
you never know. They could be nice.
Right.
Yeah, they could be nice. They could be letting. I mean, if there's aliens, they're probably letting us survive right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they are. You hear what's going on with the, you know.
Well, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on with the fucking
diversions.
aliens?
Yeah,
I'm not.
It could be a distraction, but I believe they've been here. I believe they're among us. You know?
think they're aliens?
I think I'm an alien.
You think you're an alien?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I believe they're among us.
You think you're an alien?
Yeah.
What makes you feel like you're an alien?
Spiritually, you know, I know I'm not from here. So.
You know you're not from here? What does that mean?
Like I'm not an earthling.
Why?
Because I just, you know, I mean, I look at people who are sheep and conform to society, and I'm just like, I'm not one of you guys. I know I'm something more celestial.
No, you just came from mature balls.
Yeah, they were 42.
Yeah. You know,
They were seasoned.
Yeah, they had lived a little life. Your DNA came out a little fucking more, you know, ready to rock.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm. Like,
When you say conform, what do you mean by conform?
Like everybody just, you know what I mean, work that 9 to 5, do it like sheep, like, you know what I mean, like do everything society tells you. When we had the pandemic, when we had the pandemic, you know, get the jab, like do all that, like, you know what I mean, you just listen to what they tell you. You don't think for yourself, you don't do for yourself, you don't do what you want to do. You sit there, work for that corporate company for 40 years, make a fraction of what that company makes in itself, and you know what I mean, never realize your full potential.
And you were skeptical of jab when it first came out?
I never took it.
Never took it?
Oh, hell no. My mom, aunt, cousin, they're like, take it. She's like, oh, well, when you get sick and you lose your legs, I'm like, all right, let that happen. Like, you know, it's not going to happen. They're lying to you. They've been lying to you. And
well, I don't mean to paint with a broad brush here, but black women are still holding on strong to the mask, too.
Yeah,
right? Like,
I think everybody is. Yeah. There's a lot of people. You know, I see some crazy fairer complexion people.
I would say Asians. Asians and black women are holding it strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
Asians been holding it strong.
Yeah, they've been doing it before the COVID because of smog
well, they were called
Asia.
samurais, though.
No, if people in Japan, like, they're like very respectful, and if they were had like a cough or like a little bit of like a cold or something, they'd wear a mask even before like COVID.
They even pixelate
There's
their
also
porn.
like the smog over there, like in China. I know too, like the smog. Because where I went to college at, like we had a campus in China, so they come over to our campus for like study abroad, and they were always wearing masks. They were always. I'm like, why do you guys wear the mask? But I didn't realize like the smog's so bad over there. Like they wear it to, like, not. I don't know that it made it better or worse, but I just noticed that's something I noticed.
One of my favorite videos about the COVID, because everything came out, and we've talked about it a lot on the pod, but like one of the things that was really eye-opening to me was how many people in my life weren't mad at the government and media for lying to them. They were mad at me for pointing out the lies. And it's mind-blowing. But one of my favorite videos is, Nat, pull this up if you can. It's Dr. Fauci and the D.C. Mayor, Muriel Bowser, walking around going door to door in D.C. because they can't get the residents to take the jab. And they're just getting berated by these people. And like he's like, no, it's great. And like you can see like Bowser behind is like, stop, no, these people, no, you're not gonna.